Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm helping you level up your communication skills. In this episode, I'm going to be giving to you 4 powerful meditation strategies, and I'm feeling pretty generous. I may even drop one more strategy around the end of this video. Abraham Lincoln, he once said that if you give him 6 hours to chop down a tree, he's going to be focusing 4 of those hours sharpening his axe. Abe Lincoln seems like an extremely smart fellow. What lesson was he trying to imply? He was trying to imply that if we want to get the right output, we must focus a lot of our awareness, our attention on the input. Output, chopped tree. Input, sharpened axe. This is amazing because we can apply the same philosophy in the world of communication skills. A lot of us probably at one point or another were like, I want to become a better communicator. Output. The question is, what is the input? What is our axe? The mind. The question is, how do we sharpen the axe? How do we sharpen the mind? Meditation. Meditation is a powerful practice in order to sharpen the mind so you can organize the mind. And once you can organize the mind, you just put it into words. Communication skills. So we're killing many birds with one stone. But one thing that we need to understand is that meditation is a lot like this shirt. This shirt fits perfectly on me, but it's not necessarily going to fit perfectly on Priya, who happens to be very tiny, very little. She's 4'9". It's not going to fit perfectly on her. And it's not going to fit perfectly on Charlie, who happens to be a sumo wrestler on the side. The shirt is going to be perfect on me, but not them. Likewise, in regards to meditation, a practice may work perfectly for me, but it's not necessarily working for other individuals. That's why we must pick the right practice suited for our personality. There are thousands and thousands of different practices out there, but in this video, we're going to predominantly cover 4 to 5 because these are highly practical in terms of making you a better communicator. If you've dedicated 3 to 6 months into one of these practices and you still don't see any practical benefits, then you can afford to stop. But I'm confident that's not going to be the case. So let's get started off with the first one. I call this breathing meditation, otherwise known as beginner's meditation. This is the perfect meditation to get your feet wet, and you could just do this meditation for life. This is basically where you pick a certain block of your day and you just count your natural breaths. You're not altering your breath in any way. You could do that, but I recommend as you're getting warmed up, just count your natural breaths. There's going to be plenty of times when you lose focus of the natural breaths. You start thinking about all these random stuff. You're in la la land. Completely normal. Make yourself aware and gently come back to the breath. I recommend for this strategy, we're focusing predominantly on the tips of our nose. And by focusing on the tips of our nose, it's extremely easier to build awareness on the breath. Feel the sensations. The more comfortable that you build with the nose, eventually you can expand to your lungs, expand to your shoulder, but just keep counting the natural breaths and imagine how your body is changing with the breaths. This is a great strategy in order to build a more resonant voice, because that's all the voice is. It's processed breath. Another thing that this strategy does is that you spend less time unnecessarily thinking. And thinking is a little too glorified. It's better at certain points to learn how not to think. So by gradually doing this meditation every day and working your way up to adding a little bit more time to each session, you gradually start to understand, I don't think all the time. I don't have to think all the time. I could actually just be here, be present, be aware of my breath. Understand this. Weak people are controlled by their breath. Strong people control their breath. And the way strong people control their breath is by becoming aware of their breath. This is meditation strategy number 1. Meditation strategy number 2 is what I call picture meditation, or you could even view it as object meditation. With this strategy, what I recommend is you get a picture of yourself and you print it. And you need to print it in a way where it's extremely big. How big? Big enough where the printed image, the face in the printed image, is the same size or roughly around the same size as your real face. So I'm talking a pretty big one. And you could easily get this service in Office Depot or any other printing services. Okay, now what? Now we're basically doing the same strategy as number 1, but with the picture, with the object, where we are constantly trying to bring our awareness to the picture. Anytime our mind sways away, we gradually bring it back. Armani, though, this seems a little arrogant. You're telling me to get a picture of myself and just meditate on it? It seems arrogant at first until you understand the science behind it. It kills 2 birds with 1 stone. It allows you to improve the whole meditation muscle. Plus, it also allows you to become enhanced in visualization. Because for a lot of us, we don't know how we look. I know how I look. Anytime I get tagged on Facebook, I could easily spot who I am in the picture. That's true. We know how we look when we have aids, such as a mirror or a photograph. But ask a lot of people to close their eyes and to replicate how they look, and now they're falling flat. Everything is extremely blurry. What this meditation does is that it clarifies to the subconscious mind how you look, which makes it easier to concentrate in the future, and it makes it easier to visualize. Another beautiful part is that this strategy resolves a lot of social anxiety as well. A lot of social anxiety, speech anxiety, all that stuff happens because people keep thinking that they look nervous or they look ugly. They think like this because they don't even know how they look in the first place. So get this picture and constantly meditate upon it, and you'll improve visualization, concentration, creativity, and you just feel like you got more swag. This is meditation strategy number 2. Number 3 is what I call body meditation, and this is when we are focusing predominantly on the sensations of the body. You'll be surprised how much fears are caused because we don't understand how our body moves. Certain moments of fluxes, certain charges in the body can shock us. Be like, wait, where did that come from? And this will cause us to not chase a lot of big goals. A lot of people never begin public speaking because they're too terrified of these sensations in their body. So with this meditation strategy, we're blocking out certain time to just be aware of the different sensations in the body. Confident people know their body inside and out. They understand the different charges. They understand anytime they technically feel fear, it's actually just heat. It's actually just muscle tensions with a perception attached to it. The more that we become aware of the physical sensations, the more that we are in control of the perception. So this meditation strategy improves body language, improves confidence, improves concentration as well, and many more other variables, which is why body meditations is extremely powerful in terms of being bold. The 4th type of meditation is what I call deliberate practice. Deliberate practice is extremely different than a traditional practicing. Imagine that there is Mikey and Paulie. Mikey is practicing 3 hours for his free throw shot. But in those 3 hours, Mikey is thinking about all these random stuff. He's physically there, but mentally he's in la la land. While Paulie is he's just practicing the free throws for 30 minutes. But in those 30 minutes, he is highly focused. He is focusing on all the little micro moves. He is constantly making himself aware. Anytime he gets distracted, he's coming back to the free throw line. This is deliberate practice. This is rubbish. This isn't doing anything. Maybe it's improving you a little, but it's not changing your nervous system like deliberate practice. Armani, are you saying any type of deliberate practice serves as a meditation? Any time that you are present in the moment serves as meditation. So for deliberate practice, you could do something like free throws. You could do something like going to the gym, something like cooking. And this is great because at this point, meditation takes up a brand new light. It's no longer about you sitting in the room by yourself in the dark with candlesticks. It's something that you could use throughout the life of productivity. So deliberate practice is a form of meditation. And you know you're doing deliberate practice when you're having these small little blocks. 25 to 35 minutes of productivity beats 3 hours of just going all over the place. Okay, so deliberate practice needs to be short and to the point. Okay, so these are the 4 strategies, and I said that I was feeling generous, so I'll give you one more. The final one is what I call knowledge meditation. And this is when you're setting apart a certain block in the day. I recommend 15 minutes to just remind yourself of knowledge that you deem worth knowing. It could be your profession. Let's say you're reading some books, for example. Just keep reminding yourself of key points. No notes or anything. Let's say you're just chilling and you're remembering moments from your past which are now serving as lessons. Remind yourself of it. This is called knowledge meditation. This is extremely powerful because anytime we remember something, brain scans have shown that we build the neural connections. And if you keep doing this over and over again, you train the mind to rest in knowledge, while a lot of people train their mind to rest in anxiety. This is an advanced method of meditation. I recommend working your way up from these 4 and then eventually coming to this. But if you feel as though you can do knowledge meditation by constantly reminding yourself of knowledge that you deem worth knowing, understand that you are rewiring your neural pathways in the brain. So there you have it, 5 different meditation strategies in order to become a better communicator. I highly recommend that you don't just keep hopping around. Find the shirt that fits you, and you understand the fit when you delve deep into it for a long period of time. In the beginning stages, everything is bumpy. You're starting to train the body. But the more that we do it, the more that the shirt starts to fit us. Even like shoes. In the beginning, shoes don't fit us that well, but the more that we break it in, what I like to call it, the more the shoes become snug on us. Same with the meditation strategy. The longer that you've delved into one meditation strategy, the easier it is to pick up another one. And a lot of the times, we don't need to pick up another one. One is plenty in the world of mindset. So keep practicing the world of meditation. Keep sharpening your axe, aka sharpening the mind. And surprisingly, a better communication will follow from that. If you learned a thing or two in today's video, be sure you drop a like for me right on below. And thank you for joining the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel.